And at the top of this hour, we're getting some breaking news from the national capital. We're learning that the AQI has now increased to 278, which is the very poor category. Now, alarm over red zone air quality is what we're learning. This is the latest that is coming in from the national capital, where it's a new year, but the problem remains the same. It's an every year problem. This year as well, the air quality is in the very poor category. In fact, the AQI has been recorded at 278. If we talk about particular areas in the national capital, Anand Vihar has in fact breached the 300 mark, and it's a rising alarm. There is an alarm over red zone air quality. The Chief Minister has urged residents to take several measures in order to keep the pollution levels in check, but the air quality has certainly now is certainly in the very poor category. It has increased to 278. It remains to be seen what lies next for the national capital and the residents of Delhi in the coming few days.
While the air in the national capital has started to giving tough time for the residents to breathe, the water bodies have also now started to speak volumes of the level of pollution in the national capital. We are currently present at the Kalindi Kunj area, where you can see this entire stretch of Yamuna river is now covered up under the layer of this thick froth. The froth that is generated from the pollutants like sulfur, phosphates, which are now displaced or which are disposed inside the Yamuna from the nearby industries or sewages without getting treated. This is not the first time such visuals have arrived. In fact, last year also, and even before that also, the same visuals you have seen from different parts of the Yamuna in the national capital as well. Now the question arises, what has the government done? The extent of this pollution has led the Aam Aadmi Party's own Rajya Sabha member Swati Malewal to question her own party's approach when it comes to cleaning the Yamuna river. She in August said that Yamuna has now converted into a drain, as almost 22 sewages are now disposed inside the Yamuna without getting treated. Now the question arises, what the government has done. Now the Aam Aadmi Party has passed funds. In January 2023, the Aam Aadmi Party came up with the policy of cleaning the Yamuna by December 2023 and also passed a fund of more than 1,000 crore rupees for the Delhi Jal Board. Their aim was to make Yamuna adequate for bathing. I can't tell you about whether it is close to bathing or not, but I am standing here from past 10 minutes and it is very difficult for me to even speak, because it feels like you are standing in front, in between of a pile of rotten eggs, in between of a chemical factory almost, because the fumes are coming out of it that affects your throat while you are speaking. Now the question arises, where those 1,000 rupees have gone.
And my colleague Nikhil Ikhwani is joining us with more details on this. Nikhil, despite the GRAP measures being imposed in the national capital, the air quality continues to deteriorate with each passing day.
Well, Anshli, that's right. And currently, if you talk about the details in particular, it is hovering under the level of 300. And somewhere it has been recorded around 289 at some of the places. But yesterday, it reached out to 300 at some of the prominent points in the capital city. But the major impact of the same is going to be seen after the festival of Diwali. Although there are some of the restrictions which have already been made in terms of the ban on crackers, but this is something which we have already talked about in the past couple of years as to how, despite a blanket ban, usually we see this kind of picture on the festival of Diwali. But that is something which is yet to come. But so far, what we can confirm is that the pollution levels are currently on a rise in the capital city, and not just the air pollution, the water pollution is equally visible on the banks of the river Yamuna. And clearly, what we can confirm so far that whatever the measures which have been put into place by the government or the administration, they are clearly not enough. But apart from it, having said that, Anshli, there are a couple of other factors as well which are equally responsible for the same. So stubble burning is one such point. Another points are also the activity which is related from the part of the weather side as well. So that is also something which plays a crucial role during this time of the season. The wind speeds are usually very low. This is another reason as to why the pollution which is already out there, that stays in the environment. So there are a couple of factors which are equally responsible, but the word is coming out from the side of the Haryana government as well, where it has been advised that any of the if any of the farmers engage in the stubble burning activity or the farm fires, then FIR will be registered. Apart from it, the Haryana government is not going to procure any of their produced crops. So this is something which is going to be, seen from the side of the administration. But how much impact will it make on the ground zero? Actually, that is something which we will get to see only after the festival of Diwali, because this is something which we have spoken in the previous years as well, that post the festival of Diwali, the AQI reaches at the height of 900 plus as well. So those are the levels which we have already attained. But the elderly people and those who are toddlers or those who are below the age of 10, they are the ones who are at the higher risk. So they need to be prepared well in advance, because next few days, particularly next 1 to 2 months, are going to be very much crucial in context to the air pollution and recovery. Like,
Right. Nikhil, thank you so much for getting us all those details. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates on this. As of now, we're shifting focus to another story. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has again